Hi, good morning. It's Lisa from Ecstasy Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how to do a beautiful watercolor background that you do it in one full sheet, and you can then divide to make 4 beautiful watercolor backgrounds, which you then can apply to any card that you want to make. On this occasion, we're going to do them using tags from 3/4, sorry. So these are a sample of the cards. Today I'm going to focus on this colorway using the Deco Time metallic paints, watercolor paints. This is really easy to do, so for those of you who have never used watercolor paints before, have faith in yourself because it's going to be really effective. Okay, so I want you to focus your attention now on your paper. You're going to have a piece of watercolor paper and your paint. So we've got the Deco Time metallic watercolor paint palette. It comes with a brush which actually holds water, but I would advise having a cup of water too, and a piece of paper. So all you want to do, with watercolor paints, you need to activate those paints in the palette. So just put on some water here, just squirt. This is where the water in the brush comes in handy, because you're just going to squirt some water. And with any time with watercolor paints, you need to activate that paint. So that's all activated. Just dust that off. Now all you're going to do is, keeping it wet, you don't have to wet your paper first on this one. Choose a color, do a circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. Choose a different color, do another circle. This is going to look awful before it looks great, but I promise you it will look great. So as I say, it doesn't have to be perfect. Go through your color palette and keep those circles separate right now, but the magic comes together when you start overlapping them. But doing them separately right now gives each one a little time to dry, and getting those brush strokes looks great when it does dry. You can do varying sizes of circles. It really doesn't matter. And that's why I said, you know, if you do smaller circles with a bit more paint, you get a deeper color, just like the purple there. And you just go through this until your paper is pretty much covered in circles. So when you've got your piece covered with your circles, take a dryer, a heat gun dryer, and dry it off. It dries really, really quickly. Then you can come back to it, and you see all these lovely circles have developed. Then you can go in and overlap. Just fill in any white pieces of paper with whatever color you like, and do some more circles on top and overlap them. And that way you get this lovely different color, different tones coming through, shading from the back colors. And it just looks great. It looks so effective. Yeah, it might still look a little bit of a mess, but when it's all cut, these create the most beautiful backgrounds. And with it being the metallic paint, it just gives off a really great shimmer. And you can just fill in any part you want here. Nothing is the wrong way of doing things with this, which is perfect, because we all like something quick, and you'll see how it all comes together when we assemble the card with the other elements. So once you've finished putting all your overlapping circles on, just use your heat gun again and dry it off again, which is what I'm going to do now. You can see how that gives that lovely shimmer. And these metallic paints come in different colorways, so you can do any background you want, any colorway you want. So now we are going to just simply divide this and cut it into 4. Just checking my size here. So there we go. I'm just going to cut this simply into 4 and check my size again. And there we will have it. So now you have 4 great backgrounds for your cards. And we'll just keep the one out. And then all you need to do, it's fine, it does curl a little bit, but that's okay. If you're using watercolor paint, it shouldn't curl that much. Just going to clean this off here. So then we just need to position that, and it's okay that, you know, you've got that lovely border all around the piece. So then all you need to do is take some double-sided tape or glue. Actually, I'm going to use glue. So we really like the Barely Art Precision Craft glue here. It's amazing. Well, once I can get it out, there we go. It's amazing. It sticks first time. The edges don't come up, and it's just the greatest glue. And I love the fine nozzles on this, so you can get right to the edge. And you don't need to spread this out with anything, with a spreader. You can just whisk that all over and then carefully center this on your piece of cardstock, like so, and push that down. So now we have your background watercolor piece on your cardstock. So now we're going to, you can take one of the tag sheets. I've cut a couple out, and I don't know which one to use. I think I'll use this one, Up, Up and Away. So all you're going to do then, that's going to be centered on this, like in the middle of the card, or you can offset it whichever way you like. You can even do it this way if you wanted to put it to one side and put some kind of sentiment there. For this demonstration, we're going to put it in the center, and to enhance and define that piece of that tag, that beautiful design there by 3/4, we're going to put it on a piece of vellum. So we've got a piece of vellum here, but I don't like the cut edges. So we're just going to tear those edges and just do it slowly, and then you get that lovely jagged edge. So we're going to do the first two edges to get those done. Then place your tag on it, and you want to give enough of an edge that it gives that definition and that color contrast, but not too much that it's going to overtake what beautiful background you've made. So we want to tear about there and there to give a nice even edge, and just try and keep that torn but in a straight line. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, because we've had perfect by cutting it on the guillotine. Let's get that lovely torn edge. And if you're getting it too straight, just give it a bit of a wiggle. Again, that looks about perfect, and it still shows the lovely piece behind it through there. So we're going to attach the tag to the vellum with the glue, because sometimes the vellum, because it's kind of has that lovely almost shiny surface, a gloss surface. Again, this glue is fantastic for that. So just center that on there and smooth that down. That looks great. That really highlights the pink in here. You could use a purple too, or you could use a clear vellum. And then we want to center that onto our background. So now I'm going to use some ephemera, which is All in Create. I love this pack. So it's just choosing which ones you think are going to enhance. So we've got Up, Up and Away and a balloon. So I think a butterfly is going to make the perfect addition to this. And this is just like personal preference too, but you want to stay in that colorway. So maybe a butterfly and a flower would be really nice. So I think we'll go ahead and attach those. Now I'm going to attach those with some 2mm deep foam pads. So just stick the 2mm foam pads, and that stays on there and lifts it enough to give you like a 3D effect. And make sure we take the other side off there. I don't know, I think I like it there. So now before we put those on, that's ready, we're going to find the flower, or maybe a heart. Oh, you know what, I think I'm liking a couple of hearts at the bottom there. So we'll do that, and again we're going to use the 3D foam pads just on the back of the heart there. And this is a beautiful card that you can send to somebody for any kind of occasion, but also just, I love cards just to let people know you're thinking about them. And what better way than to give a handmade card for that? And we're also going to, so now we've got those prepared, sticking to myself. We're going to use the same 3D pads on the back of the vellum and the tag sheet. And that will then be ready to go on the card itself. So you can see, like, yes, it takes a little bit of time to do the watercolor, but don't forget, once you've done the watercolor piece, the background piece, you then have 4 backgrounds for 4 cards of this size. So the rest of it comes together really quickly, and you have 4, even though they have the same background, no 2 backgrounds are the same, as you can see, and that was all out of the same piece. They all have the same colors, the same tones, but they're all different. So you're making very unique cards with these. And then the tags are different, the ephemera is different. So you're not getting any 2 that are the same. So we're going to put the hearts on just at the bottom there. And let's put that wee butterfly just up at the top there. Up, up and away with the balloon, staying with that theme of flight, which can mean anything to anybody. So there you have a beautiful, unique card that you've done the background yourself, and then you've stayed within the coordinating colors and used various different elements, but you've produced a really beautiful, very unique card. Okay, so you followed along with that, and just as a roundup to let you know, so this is the card you will have produced, or very similar to this one. So the paints were Deco Time, and they come in different colorways. The metallic look the best, I think, and they give the best effect. And then I use the All and Create ephemera, which there are so many different ones. And the Barely Art glue, the tag sheets, which have 9 tags per sheet, in all different designs and colorways from 3/4. And then if you want to take it one step further, if you have access to, or get yourself some, these are fantastic. It's the little nano spinners. I don't think you can see that there. It's just on the inside there. I'm not very good with this camera. Oh, there it is. You can see it. You can see it, but you can't see it. So these are nano spinners from Dress My Craft. They come in 2 different sizes, and you can attach those same way with the foam tabs to the back of the ephemera and then to your card, and that gives just another little element to your card. But yeah, so these are like the 3 colorways that I've done, all using the same products in different colorways. And look at those. They're all shimmery and shiny and fantastic, and I think anybody would love to receive one. So that's how to do your own background, and I hope you enjoyed it, and have a go and have fun.